Hey, Don Copeland here with the DTG G4, and so we're going to show you again, that's a little joke with Mark and I, about how to print a chest or a pocket print, special positioning on a shirt. And we're going to kind of an extra bonus today. We actually have a V-neck shirt, which shows you another reason that you would want to do this, because they can be kind of challenging for those type of prints in those areas. And we've started off, as Mark will show you, we're going to drop in a picture. We've actually printed out just a thin black outline representing the area where we're going to print our target to, okay? So I've targeted the bed, and I've set up in my software, and we'll do a quick run through on the software here in the video, but basically I've set up a target area, a template that matches up to just that rectangle, that printable area you would do on a chest or a pocket print, all right? And then what I would do is I'm going to take this handy dandy pad. This is a piece of a cut up, see it here, this is actually the same pad, the base pad, like you have on your heat press. We sell these through Colman and Company. All right, and they come in a 16 by 20. I think they're about 90 bucks. You can cut them in all kinds of shapes. We also have the Print Perfect pads, which come in smaller sizes. You're going to find they're a bit more by the square inch. So if you're doing a lot of fun positioning, we did a video earlier doing masks and some other items like that, you may just want to go ahead and get the bigger pad and have it be able to cut down on demand. But this is basically a 4-inch wide by 3.5-inch tall rectangle, which would represent this area right here where we would print, you know, either the pocket or a chest type of print. You see under here, you can see my black outline that's been printed there, right? And we'll lay this down right over top of it. You'll see it comes out. It's pretty close to the exact same size. This was hand cut, so it's a little bit off, but it's exactly the position we need. And what you could actually do is, if you do a lot of these, you can actually take a Sharpie or an indelible marker like that and mark that and just leave it there permanently, okay? And then stick this down. You don't have to worry about it moving around. This is pretty tacky type of stuff. It's going to sit down there pretty well. So now we're going to go ahead and get the shirt ready and show you what we do. All right, I went ahead and just did a quick press on the shirt just to get it flattened out. See, this is a V-neck, so we're generally going to print up in this area, probably right around in here for a woman's shirt. So we need to take into account we got this V-neck in the way. Well, it just so happens as we're doing this print, it's going to kind of serve two things. It's going to give us an optical target to see where we're lifting up, where we're going to print. As well, it's going to lift up the part of the shirt we're going to print. We're going to get that V-neck out of the way. So I'm going to use this, since we're only just pre-treating in a small area. This is called Alba Pro. This is, sound like a dog food, doesn't it? No. Alba Pro, that's it. This is a pre-treatment. It's a spray pre-treatment. This is the one in the red lid that we saw in Colman and Company. It's for light-colored shirts. In a pinch, it'll work on a dark-colored shirt. You just basically put twice as much down, going 90 degrees to the two passes. And it's made for the inks that are in the Kodak inks that are in the G4. Also, if you happen to have a Brother machine as well, this will work on the Brother inks. Secondarily, we have the blue can, which I believe is called Alba Pre, which is meant for the inks, the DTG genuine inks, inks for any of the other machines on the market that may use the other low viscosities like the Firebird inks or the DuPont inks or whatnot. You can use that. That's the blue can. In both cases, if you're doing light shirts, it's one pass, two shirts, pass, 90 degrees, pass. All right. They tell you to hold it about 6 inches over the areas you're going to pre-treat, and just give it a quick swipe, and give her a go. All right, got that done. Now, a little different than what you would typically do with our standard pre-treatment, which is a 45-second press. This calls for a light pressure at 30 seconds. So I've got it set right now to 45 seconds. I'll pop it up at 15. If you're doing production with these, what you would want to do is set up your George Knight press so that it cycles. The first time you close it, it's 30 seconds. The next time it's 45, 30, 45, 30, 45. That way you're not having to think. There we go. All right, let's go. We got the pad here loaded up on our vacuum platen. I'm going ahead and just using the largest platen. You could use a smaller one if you wanted, but since you're not really worried about left-right alignment or anything like that, it's fine. We're just worried about the pocket area. Lay it on. You'll hear the vacuum platen start to take on. And look at that. Dadgum. You see when the vacuum platen draws down, you can see those corners, right? You can see where it's at. I think I need to come up a hair more and probably a little bit over that way. So I'm going to give it a little bit tug this way, all right? Then it's just a hair down, all right? We're actually going to line up right in the middle of that. I want you to notice too, look, this is not a factor. It's no longer in the way. The vacuum platen is actually pulling it down. It's pulling these seams down. We don't have a lot of problem here. I do want to watch for this tag. It looks like it could be a troublemaker. I'm just going to fold it back over like that. Or you can also tear them off if you need to, which is what we're going to do. We took the tag off. All right, got that set up there. We're going to be printing right about here, which is right about in line with where we want it to be, which is right about at the bottom of that V. So I want to go ahead and I've loaded up my software. We'll show you here what we did in the software, as I mentioned earlier in the video. The first thing we did is we actually set up a template software. I'm going to go ahead and open this file up here, you'll see. And we have set up here a template for the graphics, all right, that is called Left Chest. And the way I did that is under Devices, Manage Print Media. I actually created, you can see it in here, my left chest right now, which it says in use. And it's on that literally, if we can go in and take a peek at it, you can see the positioning. I'm not going to go through all of the steps here, but show you what I did is I chose my positioning for this, all right, which is 10.5, 2.5, all right, and I chose a size for it, which is 4 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall. Now, I'm just doing one at a time, so I just labeled this one as 1, which is generally what you're going to do when you're printing on shirts. Now, if you were doing something like a mask template or something else like that, you may have 4 of these lined up down the middle, and they could all be numbered 1, so when you dropped a graphic in, the same graphic would go into each one, or they could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2, whatever, and each one of those corresponding to the number of graphic you drop in. You'll see in here the configurations was, do I want it to scale the image or leave it as is? Do I want it to rotate it? Do I want it to center it? You can have it do a 90-degree rotation, whatever. You can have it scale it down, scale it up, scale it to fit. Left, right, top, center, bottom alignments, as well as positionings over here inside of there as well. No need to do that. You could even have this set up for a fixed graphic, so actually you could open up a template and have that same graphic print in every single one if you do a ton of these items. Anyway, that's how we set up our template. Once we set that template up, what we did is when we selected this, then we went under here and I chose the proper, which as you can see here was left chest, chose left chest. I'll go ahead and remove this file and I'll show you what happens when I bring it in. So when I have this set up with left chest and I bring in my file, I want to bring that same file in, which was our squared logo right there. And it's going to bring that graphic straight in here, drop it inside of there. And for this shirt I was doing with a women's shirt, so I actually selected the graphic and sized it down. It's still going to maintain its centered location. I think I did a 3.5 and it sized that down. All right. The one other thing that I did before that was in order to do my positioning on the screen. You see I have a file here which is called my chest box target. I brought that in and that was exactly sized to 4 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall. Brought that in, it dropped into the template, directly centered up on the template. I printed that out onto the bed of the printer, which is fine. It'll wipe off with a little alcohol and a paper towel. And that allowed me to place my target piece of material on that to lift it up. That's it. Then we hit the print button and we're ready to go. I think that printed faster than you can say Wolfgang Bakery and Grooming. As you can see, we've got a nice finish there from the pre-treatment. All right. It's taking our piece of parchment like we always do with a light colored shirt. You know the drill. 45 seconds, 345 degrees. There we go. Out of the way. Voila. That looked good on me, don't you think? There we go. No, unfortunately, Mark just passed out behind us. All right, so we took advantage of the lift that we had as a positioning, all right, that little piece of pad that we put down to give us positioning to hit the right spot on the chest. Also to get the V-neck out of the way. As well, it also got this seam out of the way over here by doing that. I'm just going to tell you there was ink was free. It was less than 0.7 cents worth of ink. We probably put, if a nickel, I'd be surprised worth of pre-treat. Let's just go crazy, say we have a dime worth of ink on this. Perfectly positioned and consistent. Now you can literally load a bunch of shirts on that machine over there right now, consistently hit the same spot, because as long as you optically know where it goes, you do it. If you don't optically know where it goes, get yourself like a grease pencil, right? And start marking your shirts until you learn where they go. And then that way you're positioning based on your mark as you put that in there as well. But either way, great way to quickly do chest prints, pocket prints, anything that's oddball. You could use this on sleeve prints using a raised up pad to visually target and then set up a template in your software so that you have exactly the same position each time. When you drop your graphic in, it's going to load into that spot. I'm Don Copeland, and printing shirts for our friends here at the Wolfgang Bakery and Grooming.